Hey guys, we're back in the garage again today, and I would like to just briefly, based upon my experience, answer a question that so many people have, including myself had at one point in time. Do you need an Axleback, or do you need a tune with an Axleback exhaust for your Subaru WRX or your STI? Stay tuned and find out. Thanks guys. We're outside. I will have a video once we get a little bit more subscribers, a little bit more interest in the channel. I'm kind of detailing what I've got done to the STI and what the plans are for the STI. Lots of stuff coming your way. I have done a few minor things, and one thing that I was kind of torn up about, I've put 17,000 miles on this car, but when I first got it, I wanted to get an Axleback exhaust. And it just, the stock Axleback exhaust is very quiet on this car. It doesn't really, it's just not really exciting. It's not really something when you go down the road, you're like, wow, that's an STI. That sounds so good. It just sounds really kind of terrible. You don't get much box or rumble out of the stock Axleback. Now, I did not have the Subaru Performance Tuning exhaust, the SPT exhaust. That's something to note. If you do have the SPT exhaust, then you're kind of stuck with going with a catback option, because a lot of the aftermarket Axlebacks will not bolt up to the catback or the Axleback adapter for the Subaru Performance Tuning exhaust. I don't exactly know how you tell. I think the Subaru Performance Tuning has like 3 bolts on it or something like that, and the stock exhaust has 2 bolts where the catback attaches to the Axleback. But if you're interested in whether or not you need a tune, now I have the Nameless Performance Axleback exhaust, double wall neochrome in 3-inch exit. I do not have the 4-inch exhaust. But let me just show you exactly what's going on here, okay? You can see where the exhaust, it's a muffler delete exhaust. And you can see there's the catback system there, the V's right there. The Axleback attaches there and there. It's around $400, just kind of deletes some of the restriction in the exhaust flow. One of the things that I will say about this car is that you do not, and I repeat, do not need a tune for an Axleback exhaust system. As you can tell, based upon the system, there are no electronic monitoring equipments, nothing that the computer and ECU will read. There's no oxygen sensors in the Axleback system. It doesn't delete anything, it just deletes the muffler. And if you're worried about back pressure, don't be, because in specific, back pressure is only an issue with the most restrictive component, and from everything I've read, your catalytic converter is far more restrictive than your muffler. And so that's why you must get a tune if you go with a turbo back exhaust, a downpipe, mid pipe, and the Axlebacks. But you do not, and I repeat again, do not need a tune for the Axleback exhaust system. I believe, I cannot speak definitively regarding this, but I believe that's any Axleback system on the market, because they all essentially do the same thing, whether you have a muffler delete or a muffled Axleback system. Again, there's no electronic monitoring that goes on with regards to, you could run with no, which is essentially the same as running with muffler delete, but you could run with no mufflers at all. I wouldn't suggest it. It gives you kind of a sloppy sound, but you're essentially doing the same thing. Now, I do on some model 08 to 10 WRX hatchbacks, you buy the Axlebacks. You cannot buy an Axleback system. Very hard to find one. You have to buy a whole catback system. And my cousin has been running that, an NVIDIA performance exhaust system that's catback, for around 20,000 miles on his WRX and has suffered no ill effect. He does have a cab access port, has had it since he installed. And so if that's a question for you, if you want to get a catback system and you're questioning whether or not you need a tune for that on the 08 to 2010 WRX hatches only, then I do not believe you need a tune for those. But every other Axleback system on the 08 to 17 EJ25 platform based WRX and STIs, you do not need a tune. I certainly recommend the Nameless Performance exhaust mod. It looks great when it's nice and polished up. Mine is not right now. Sounds amazing. It just gives a beautiful rumble when you're just kind of lightly getting on a very little drone, but it just screams when you're full throttle. It's just like when you hear the 2.5 motor just yell at you. It just is a really awesome sound. Again, you do not need a tune. I've had the cab access port on my car since installing the Nameless Axleback. I run a stage 1 91 octane tune, sometimes 93 depending upon what fuel I have. I have suffered no ill effect. I have no poor air to fuel ratio based upon my monitoring. I have, nothing's running rich, nothing's running lean, no back pressure issues, no check engine lights, zero ill effects. I will say this: if you're new to Subarus and you're new to exhaust, anything except for an Axleback, you are going to need a tune, and here's why. Your catback exhaust does have a catalytic there. I believe your mid-pipe has a catalytic converter in it, and so you do have some monitoring that goes on with back pressure there. When you remove the most restrictive component, i.e. 1, the downpipe, and then 2, the catalytic converter, then you're definitely in for some problems if you don't get a tune on a Subaru. And then you have a turbo back system, which is basically the downpipe, the mid-pipe, and the Axleback, and you certainly need a tune for that. Anything that's really going to directly affect engine airflow is going to be an issue. Again, there's debates online about you do need a tune, you don't need a tune. I'm not here to get into a debate. That's not really what this video is for. It's just primarily for what has been my experience with the Axleback exhaust. Now, to be fair, my car's still under warranty until I do much more to it, which is going to void the warranty anyway. But to be fair, I do not know if Subaru will warranty any kind of engine failure or anything like that with an Axleback exhaust. I think it would be quite ignorant of them not to warranty a car with an Axleback, because it really essentially does nothing to the engine directly affecting performance or otherwise, but sound. All it does is really give you the sound, and quite frankly, Subaru should probably have that sound to begin with. I guess they cater more to the common consumer, and they don't think the common consumer wants too much of attention. But heck, if you buy this car, you want attention. You want to go fast. You want to do fun things in cars. So anyway, hopefully I answered your question, guys. We'll have another video of kind of some of the things that I've done. I can detail some of the install. Again, if you're thinking about this install, it's stupid easy. It takes you like 20 minutes in the garage. I would suggest getting some liquid wrench or some sort of lubricant to handle the exhaust hangers. The rubber grommet on the stock hangers, sometimes that gets a little hung up. I will show you, you saw, let me take you in the garage real quick and show you how big and bulky the stock exhaust mufflers are. The stock Axleback is, and you can tell it's dusty, it's been off for a while, but look at how big that is. On the Nameless, there's basically just a 3-inch pipe from here, or 2.5 inch pipe from here all the way back. And so it does decrease some weight in the rear end. I don't know how much, but yeah, these things are probably 25 pounds, and those Nameless are 10, so you're saving about 30 pounds probably between the two. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy, have a great day, more videos to come. Bye.